Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Mr. Mom Plays Games, and today is our first episode of a officer hunting series. So before you guys grab the popcorn, your notepad, and all the other good stuff that makes you get in the zone and watching these kind of videos on EVE Online, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below at the end or now or whenever to see if these videos either helped you, if you liked them, to keep them up, or any questions you guys may have that I did not cover. And those videos are more likely soon to come because they're going to be broken down in series.
Warp drive active.
So the series starts off with just the basics. The basics is going to be, where do I find officers? Now, a lot of you guys are thinking, well, nullsec, that's an easy answer. Not necessarily. So there's a lot of confusion behind this, and I think this is limiting people's ability to find officers. And it all depends on what region you are in. You're going to have two external components, websites that are going to help you 100% determine if you are even looking in the right area. The two apps being Dotland and Zkill, which is not exactly a crazy external program, nothing like that. It's just a basic program that will utilize to find officers in a more efficient and confident way. And the reason why I bring these programs up is because of the following reasons. You need to be in nullsec, obviously, but you need to be in true nullsec. Now you're thinking, oh, okay, I just use EVE Online maps. That's easy. Done. No, it's not. It's not quite just that easy because of the fact that EVE Online maps in-game has changed over time. The only true nullsec rating and security status is actually shown on Dotland. A lot of people believe that you have to be in a -9 and above, which is not true either, actually. So you can actually find officers in -8.5 and above, according to Dotlands, which could show -7 or -6 in EVE. The reason why you want to use Dotlands is because even though Dotlands is updating constantly, it uses the true nullsec security status, which in the game has been changed in some systems, but never did the officer spawn rates or the officer presence. They never changed that. So Dotland shows the original TrueSec status of EVE Online. And some of you guys probably noticed that sometimes, like your security status might go up like 0.2 or 0.1 or even 1. Who knows? But so you need to hunt for officers in a -8.5 and above. Now, there's a trick to that. There are some exceptions to places that have been known to spawn officers in other locations, and I can't dive into every single reason that is. So we're going to pull up Zkill board. You're going to type in the officer, type in Cormac, right? Go ahead and search for Cormac or Serpentis officer, blood officer, whatever the case may be. And you can actually see the people who died by these officers. Yes, it happens quite a bit. And you can actually double check to see if the system that you want to hunt in has ever actually spawned an officer. So if you're in a -6 and you're like, it's a dead system and you just like, I really wish I could get an officer here. Well, no one's stopping you. Go ahead, check Zkill board, type in your system, and go through losses, okay? Not kills, but losses, or type in the officer's name, and you can scroll through it. And if you find the officer killing someone in that location, then you're good. Now, with that also said, there's a downside to that. Okay, maybe your system can spawn an officer at a -0.6. Let's just say it's happened, okay, for the debate of the video. your probability percentage is going to be much lower than, say, a negative 1.0 system. But even those systems of nullsec are not as good as NPC space. NPC space is the home of the officers. They live there. That's their home. So of course there's going to be a lot more percentage. Like when I say a lot more percentage of spawning officers than any nullsec system. Now, let's talk about one. Let's get it out of the way. There is some error to that as well, and I apologize. Now, with this video, guys, this video is kind of funky because I am telling you guys complete lies, but I'm also telling you guys complete truths. And you're probably scratching your head going, oh, what? So there is no official database. There's no official release on officer hunting. So I may tell you guys what works for me, and that might work perfect for where I am, but for where you are, it might be a completely different system. So I'm releasing this as a guideline as to what has worked to find multiple officers a week or a month, which I have done. I have found multiple of them. In NPC space, I have also found almost 5 a day. I missed out on the last one. A buddy of mine got that one and one more, all within 24 hours after doing these steps. So you can click away, subscribe, and continue the video. So the reason why nullsec status is important is kind of the theory part. And we won't dive too much into the lore in this series, but just that's where officers hang out. Now, also with that said, I have found to have dead systems spawn more officers. And there's a kind of a reason for that. Well, first of all, you don't want to really rat around a lot of people because they could steal your loot. Because trust no one in Eve, haha. But at the same sense is that you have an imprint on the rats. What do I mean by that? What does it mean to have an imprint on a rat? Like, how do you go about doing that? So, in the system I'm in, I'm by myself right now. It is just me. I like dead systems. I have found more success with that. Now, to take it back a little bit of a story, I joined a corp in nullsec. They had everybody online all of the time, and they never have found an officer in their area. Man, they could. It's been months. No one's found anything. Nobody had any clue as to if officers can spawn, and people are getting discouraged. Well, if anyone doesn't know, when the servers had the local bug issue where you couldn't find people on, in local, well, that essentially killed the game for about 2 weeks. I have found 3 officers in that time because nobody was in local. So I imprinted on that area. Now, I've done this before in multiple systems. That was just an example to give you guys an idea of that numbers don't really matter. Now, can they matter sometimes? Listen, officers can spawn on a gate. They can spawn in asteroid belts. They can spawn anywhere in NPC space, in any place where an NPC can spawn, okay? So, it could just be random, could be logistical. Once again, I'm lying to you guys and also telling you guys the full truth. So with that said, the way that you imprint is having a negative security status with, that's right, the NPC you're hunting, okay? I'm in Serpentis space. I have negative standings with Serpentis, very negative. Now, I've noticed that you get more of a success rate when you're negative 4.0 negative standings with the race that you are hunting. But also what you need to check is the corp to Serpentis or the corp to Blood. There's always going to be a corp. So just like in nullsec or highsec corporations, you have corporations, you have an alliance. Serpentis is a race of people, but they're also connected to a corp. And I can tell you what Serpentis is and blah, 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 blah. But that's not going to help you if you're in Blood. So we're not going to go into all the craziness. You can go to your profile, check your standings, and you can click on Serpentis or Blood or whatever it is. But then also check to see what the corp standing is too. If you're positive 10 in NPC space, okay, this is the example of why this is my theory, is that in the NPC space, if you have a plus 10 or really good standing with the NPCs there, and say I come along and I start shooting missiles at you and you're on a belt with NPCs, they will actually come to your aid and heal you and aggress me. But if you had negative standings, they won't heal you. They won't help you. They will shoot you even though I'm shooting you. See how I landed in this site and they automatically aggressed me? They hate me. Now, if I had positive standings with them, they would just continue doing what they do. In fact, that's how you can catch some of the miners in some areas. You know, when you warp in, they warp out. Now, the thing about NPC, there's a lot of diamond rats and a lot of diamond spawns, so watch out for those. If they don't shoot at you, you're probably not going to find an officer. If they shoot at you instantly, you're probably going to find an officer, but you got to deal with those diamond rats. And that's a whole nother kind of video slash thing about NPC space. It's very wickedly different rules over there, so you know it's kind of interesting. It's a whole new beast over there. So how you imprint your negative standings to the location that you are ratting in is actually not that complicated. It's very simple, but yet I've talked to so many people and they don't do half of the steps that I'm going to tell you guys right now. This is the time, if you brought your notepad out, okay, this is the time to get your pen ready. Are you ready? Every 2 days, every 1 day, go right-click into space, click anomalies, warp to the small Arknor anomaly, okay? Not the medium, not the large. I mean, you could do those. Go ahead. But the small Arknor is a drone-based spot. So, you want to go in there, approach the building. Now, if you see battleships and turrets and all that kind of stuff, that's when you will start noticing that no one's been there for a while, okay? And no one has imprinted in that area because they have spawned battleships and all turrets and all that. It takes time to regenerate. If there's nothing there, approach the station. You might find something. You can kill it. And I do this about every 2 days just to kill those drones. And it's not because I hate drones. I love drones, you know. But unfortunately, who also hate drones are going to be the race of rats that live in the area too. So kicking it back to the lore status of things is going to be the drones are a threat in the original holders of the EVE Online system. Now, of course, Triglavian, blah, 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 but we're not talking about any updates that introduced Triglavian. We're talking about the original concept of officers was that the original lore was drones. Drones were the first race to ever set foot into EVE Online. Therefore, everyone's afraid of them. They're the ancients. They're the system holders. So, in my theory, is that if you don't kill them and they're around, the officers are going to be scared to undock, okay? It's kind of a gate camp for them. So if you go over there killing them, they might be like, yo, hey, Cormac, so he just killed the drones, our enemy. Should we go kill him now? And they might undock. Now, once again, I'm telling you guys the truth and I'm lying to you at the same time. This is all theory, okay? There's no official release on this, okay? This is what I've noticed. I've tried it sometimes without doing some of these steps, and I've got nothing, guys. It was horrible. It was like 2 weeks of no officer spawn. I did the small Arknor, and I continued what I'm going to tell you guys here, and found an officer almost like within 2 days, okay? Is that luck? Maybe. Like I said, telling you guys the truth and telling you guys lies, okay? So what you want to do is do that about every 2 days. You don't want to overdo it because you want the battleships to spawn. You want the turrets to spawn. But you want to be the ones that kill them. Okay? Now, Over here, I have my belts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, 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 blah. Now, someone also pointed this out. I forgot to set this up in my first video. Normally, I will label the belts, you know, from distance or by name so they don't flip on me, so I'm not skipping belts. Just click it by name. They'll stay in the same order. You can just go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you know, and so on and so forth. And just to rule out the whole thing, does the amount of belts matter? Yes and no. Less belts going to take you a much longer time to get an officer due to the fact that you're not killing the NPCs enough for them to find you a threat. Also, you're going to have a lot of downtime. 10 belts, pretty good. I found them in 8 belts. It was just a little bit longer. So the more belts, the better. But too many belts can be bad too. And that's just because of the fact that, well, you want to clear the system, okay? So, and this is what we're going to get into right now about how to clear the system, how to imprint, right? You do your small ORCNOR, right? You log in, do your small ORCNOR, boom, boom, boom. You kill them. You go to your first belt. Okay, kill, 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 kill. Boom, you're going down the list. Boom, boom, dead, 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 dead. You get to your last belt, okay? From the first belt to your last belt. If it's been under 20 minutes, you're going to have a little break. Go have a smoke, grab a beer, whatever it is that you do on your little downtime, you know. Make sure that you can kind of keep an eye on the clock because 20 minutes is when the belt will spawn after killing a belt. So if you have 5 belts and you kill them in 7 minutes, you still have 13 minutes until the next spawn will even show up or at least trigger to spawn. That doesn't mean that they're actually going to spawn there. So you got to jump to the next belt to see if they actually spawn there because they will hop around belts. If you have enough, you can just go right back to the beginning and just constantly rotate these belts. But what you want to do after your last belt is go visit the desolate asteroid belt, guys. Okay? Now, it's not necessarily the exact ships that warp away go there, but if you get warp aways, if you get warp ins, etc., you are more likely going to find NPCs at the desolate asteroid belt. And you're probably wondering, well, I mean, could an officer spawn there? Personally, I've never seen one there, but we're clearing the system. We are imprinting our negative status on the system. We are evicting the NPC rats out of our system. So after you do this once a day, the next following steps is going to be check your custom offices, check the gates. The gates you might have to do a couple times a day or whatever if you have some downtime, at least twice a day. Check the gates. But once a day, check your moons, your asteroid clusters, your anomalies, anything an NPC rat can spawn at. Go kill it because you want to imprint death upon the NPCs. Killing about, I would say about 3,000 rats a day is pretty good. Okay. And this will ensure that you upkeep the amount of rats being killed. You don't want to do a belt or two and then come back in 7 hours and then maybe I'll do another one. No, you have to be consistent, guys. And this is going to be a very boring process. I have fallen asleep doing this, so don't worry. It's not just you. It's not that you need medicine or you need a nap, or maybe you do need a nap. I don't know. But you have to be consistent. If you're not consistent, it's not going to pay off, okay? A lot of people I've seen just come in, oh, I did it for like a half an hour, man. I didn't find an officer. And I had to look at them just like, no, like, get out of here. You're not being serious. I'll do this for hours, guys, just running through the belts, okay? So when you're imprinting in the system, every time that you kill an NPC, you trigger an RNG roll, okay? Now, if your spawns are going to be frigates, that's bad, okay? You do not want frigate spawns. Now, to get the true spawns, if you get to a new system and no one's been ratting there and you have battleships and destroyers, you're like, whoa, this is a really good spawn. Give it about 3 cycles. You'll see what they're actually going to spawn. Dead systems, like I said, They will upgrade their ships. They will upgrade their small Arknor. They will upgrade their officers, I believe. That's where the theory kind of comes in. Dead systems. They feel comfortable. So, all right, let's go ahead and gate camp the system with some battleships. Say, hey, officer, dude, come hang out in here. It's safe in here. Ain't nobody killing us. Okay, so that's where the theory of dead systems come from. Okay, that if you don't touch a system for a while, there's going to be battleships on every belt. But you do about 3 or 4 times, and you're going to be like, whoa, why am I going back to frigates? Well, because frigates were actually the true spawn, not the actual one that you were getting, okay? And that does happen. That will happen. Like, you'll notice that, and you'll be so disappointed. But it just means you have to keep up at it. Now, there's going to be a video about how the spawns are and what spawns on the belts and what it means to your progress, okay? For instance, right now, we have 2 frigates and 3 destroyers. That's not the best spawn. But that doesn't mean that's what our spawn is. So, we're not going to probably go too much into more of this video. That was going to be episode 2. We will get into more of the patterns when you do find a location. And what else you can do to imprint and how to find officers. Okay, so let's go ahead and review real quick, guys. Check dot lands for TrueSec, negative 8.5 and above. NPC space is the best place, but you have diamond rats, very dangerous, and yeah. You want to be consistent, okay? You want to keep on running the belts, Start your day off with a small Arknor. Kill the rats. Approach the station. Kill the rats along the way. Once you approach the system, the station, there's no more spawns. You can warp off. Go down your list of your belts, 1 through 10, or whatever the amount you have. Hopefully 8 or more belts in your system. That's good to go. Also check your Desolate Asteroid belt after those belts. And then also, once a day, check your moons, check your pockets or your mining barges. You can go mining, whatever the case may be. Also, periodically check your gates and kill the rats that dwell on them. Remember, guys, this is a consistent battle. This is not for somebody who does it for half an hour and logs off. This is for somebody who is determined to make some money, okay? That's why they drop very high. So, doing those steps, as of right now, guys, try those out, okay? You want to be consistent. You want to be active on this. Now, I will say, shadow spawns are good. You want to get some shadow spawns, some carrier spawns. So, our next video, guys, are going to be about spawns and what do they mean. All right? I can tell you guys right now, I'm about 2 days away from an officer, just about from this right here. This is actually the spawn that we're looking at. This is the spawn that actually matters. Keep that in mind, guys. And if you guys love that curiosity that I just dropped for you guys right now, no, it's not clickbait. This is probably going to be in about 2 days, maybe 3. Hell, maybe tonight. Like I said, guys, it's all the truth, but also all lies. Remember that, guys. So, and when I say that is because the reason why I say all lies and all truth is because somebody's going to see this video and tell me that I'm wrong. Oh, that's not how you do it, man. It's not how I found officers, bro. Oh, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. Listen, that is perfectly fine, and you're welcome to your opinion, guys. I'm telling you guys, this is how I find officers, and people come to me all the time about how I find them. Oh, how do you get so lucky getting 3 a week, 4 a week, blah, 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 blah. I have almost every single screenshot of every loot that I've gotten. 1 month I've gotten up to about 120 billion ISK hunting officers. Then you see some people who do Twitch, and they're just constantly running, but they're running it wrong. I see that all the time, and they haven't found shit, okay? So, be sure to subscribe, like, comment on this video. If you guys stayed until the end, guys, put rattlesnake in the comment down below just to give me an idea that you guys watched the entire video. Because if I get no rattlesnakes, maybe we will shorten this video a little bit. And I will say this, while we're doing this series, guys, and you guys are actively commenting, liking the video, sharing the video, all that stuff, maybe we'll do a giveaway. Maybe we find an officer during this series and I give away some of the loot or give you the ISK of what it's worth to a random comment or my favorite comment or something like that. And like I said, this is all open to interpretation. Say, CCP, if you do watch these videos on YouTube, maybe I can get a DM, or maybe you could hit me up in game. Slasher, come on. Let me know if I'm even on the right track, and if you guys want somebody working on officer spawns or in the community in that sense, hey, yo, I got some time. Listen, I'm a full-time stay-at-home dad, but I think I could work with you guys. I think that'd be kind of cool. I've been doing this for a very long time, guys, and let me know what you guys think. I really do appreciate you guys' support. YouTube is just a hobby for me. I'm a full-time stay-at-home dad. I do this when the kids are asleep. I love Eve, and I love officer hunting because it's very, very rewarding. And even if you don't get a shadow, an officer, you have shadows, you have convoys, you have so many things, and the tick rates aren't that much different. So don't get discouraged when you don't find an officer, because you actually still make a lot of money doing this. It's not the highest tick rate, of course. I'd be lying to you if I said that it was, but it's a good source of constant income. So until next time, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video where we're going to be talking about the patterns of battleships, the pattern of the officer spawns, and how the RNG rolls when you hit the small Arknor. So your homework, guys, is follow these steps, but also do a couple runs, okay? See how your spawns are. Then go hit the small Arknor, and I guarantee you guys will see the difference in all your spawns. Yeah. And then let me know what you guys found. Let me know what you guys found. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for your time. I'll see you guys next time on episode 2. All right, guys.